Guys, Zach from Raven Films here. I am joined by the wonderful Cassie Moronez today, who you might remember from some of our films, and we're going to just ask her a couple questions.
All right.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you were born, where you raised, went to high school, and where you go to school.
I was actually born in San Jose, Fremont-ish, but I was born there, stayed there until kindergarten, then got transferred over here to Brentwood because we moved here. And I pretty much went to high school. The whole area I lived in actually came straight flat, like they were building everything from scratch. So my elementary school was new, my middle school was new, and my high school was new. And pretty much it was all in the same area. So all the people you knew, you grew up with the entire way through. And then after that, I knew I wanted to get the heck out of there. And I was like, I'm not going to be going to school far away just yet. And then that's when I decided to come over here to DVC. And I mean, we all go through our dreams of like, hey, let's go to LA, which I did, didn't work out, trying again. And now I came back here to DVC and I met a lot of cool people here. And this whole entire time, I've always been into acting since I was little. And I don't know, it's just something that stuck with me. I did gymnastics, I did dance, I did all those. Anything you can name, I probably tried. And it just never stuck to me as much as I would say acting did. It just really struck a chord with me as far emotionally. Like I'm a very over emotional person anyways, and people joke all the time like, oh, you're such a drama queen, like acting's right up your alley, and they were right. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Since you love to act, obviously, what was it that attracted you to acting in the first place?
I think I came from a singing background first, and I did a lot of performances like in elementary school, and I think it was this one time where I really put a lot of emotion into how I sang and stuff, and it's like a performance. It's like anything you do performance-wise, and I performed a certain song, I think it was My Immortal by Evanescence, I'm not too sure, and I made an old man cry. And as like funny as it sounds, like it really touched me, and I was probably only like 8, I want to say, and he was like, he's like, thank you for what you did up there on stage.
Oh,
like
awesome.
that really touched me, and it reminded me of my wife. And I was like, wow, like the way you can perform onto a stage or perform anywhere in life, if you could touch one person that way, that makes all the better, you know.
Gotta be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, and so I think I was on cloud 9 for like that whole night, because you're 8 years old, and you're just kind of like,
even now in your
okay.
20s, that'd make somebody's week.
Yeah, and so I think from there, that's when I really was like, you know what, like acting is something that I can definitely help change the world or change even one person, you know.
So you, probably from there, you decided to go into like stage acting and...
Yeah, from there I decided to do middle school plays, which was very, very different from high school, I'd say. It's not as put together, clean or neat, but I still had fun in the process.
Yeah,
I was in a lot of shows like, you know, your typical Grease or a bunch of cheesy musicals. But the process of like, hey, I'm going to take this seriously because that's who I am, even if everybody else is goofing off or like, you know, the director's yelling in everybody's ear, like, I'm still going to take this seriously. And as soon as I got done with that, got into high school, did all the plays they pretty much did, and I didn't stop from there. No, it wasn't until my senior year where like I actually was like taking like the back seat and working backstage and stuff, but it was something I always knew that I was going to stick with,
So when you got to DVC, was that really like where your passion for acting, so to speak, really just started to burn, so to speak?
Yeah, like I said, like when I went to, straight after high school, I actually went to LA, tried doing it on my own, and I feel like even looking back now, it's way too young. Like 18 is just something like you're not even mentally capable of trying to handle.
Such a huge transition.
It is. And I'd never been to LA before, and I just called a shot of, hey, like I want to try. I came back, I learned my lessons and what I could do better for the future. So I came back and I really evaluated like, hey, like, is this something you really want to do? Which I think every actor at one point questions, like, is this something for me, or is this something that I'm just dreaming about? And I took, I want to say about 1.5 years off before somebody actually told me the other day, this is really good, that if you stop something and you really miss that something, that's supposed to be in your life. Like that is what you're meant to do. And I really sat there and I was like, wow, that really solidified in my brain, because when I took that 1.5 years off, I was going through depression, I was going through all these different things, battling myself. And I was like, why did you stop doing something that you knew you loved to do and you were good at, or that you were well at, I should say. And that's when I actually came here to DVC, started doing acting on camera, started doing acting classes. I even auditioned for my first show, which was The Diary of Anne Frank, in like years.
It's a good show.
Yeah, in years. And it was crazy because, you know, the director took a chance on me because he could have looked at my resume and been like, hey, you haven't done anything for like 3 years. Like, what's up with you? And I would have been like, well, I quit because I didn't think I was meant for it. And I came back, did the show, and it really just opened my eyes. Like, yeah, this is what I love to do.
Anne Frank was very well received from a lot of people. A lot of people, I didn't get a chance to go to it, unfortunately, but people I knew that did go, they went back a second night and saw it.
Yeah, it was an emotionally draining like story to tell. Darian, who's also doing this film with us, she was a part of that show with us, and me and her, you know, would